standing in a field of corn in Cordoba province in Argentina. It is March the 11th, 2012, and what we're standing in is in a second crop of corn. This corn crop was seeded in December, and they'll take it through and harvest it in May later on. Some of the things I wanted to point out were down here on the ground, actually. The corn is sown into wheat stubble. So they've come into here in wheat stubble, and they've cut through the wheat stubble. They're using a John Deere Max Merge planter, and it's also, this plot here is a hybrid plot, so they're using new genetic corn here. And so not all the singulation is perfect because the corn has a little bit of inconsistency in size. I think the major thing here to note is just the degree of thatch that's on the surface here. And this is something that these guys have been really working towards, is they've been trying to establish a thatch layer and residue on the surface to help conserve moisture. We're in a drought year right now, and the crop has been very dry. You know, a few years ago, under regular type of tillage regime, you wouldn't have any crop here at all. So they've done a good job on learning how to conserve the moisture residue. They're not using a lot of inputs yet. The fertilizer usage still on corn is pretty limited. They're using MAP mainly on the soybeans. They're using some liquid nitrogen with ammonium thiosulfate and a little bit of zinc in some trials. Their best responses really are coming from an NPS type of blend, because that is the nutrients that are low. They've got ample amount of potash in the soil according to the tests that they've taken. So this is just a little indication of some of the work they're doing. I wanted to show you a lot about the residue, and given the temperature here, this soil is always cooking. So we're in Canada, we get a chance to establish residue because it gets cool. Here, this soil is always cooking, so the challenge is to maintain a residue on the soil surface, and they're able to do that and cut through it. So I find that quite interesting. So we're doing a little crop inspection, and it's harvest time in Cruz Alta, Argentina. We're near Cordoba, and this is Roberto Pereira. Hello, Roberto.
Hello.
¿Cómo estás?
I'm fine.
Yeah, you doing good? So we're harvesting some corn. Tell us about the corn this year on your farm here in Argentina.
Well, we are having a good harvest. I mean, good yield, reasonable good yield, but still, you know, we had a very severe middle of the summer drought period. It hit us. So actually, we will be getting somehow 10% less than our average for the last 10 years. Still is good, you know, with some variation among paddocks, but still good.
You've been doing no-till now, Roberto, for 35 years.
Yes.
We're going to a field of corn here that is how many years no-till?
Well, this is only 15 years of the no-till, because it was a land that I was renting first. It was not our property land. And until after we bought it, I wasn't able to run on it what I consider the most appropriate rotation scheme and this and that, you know. So it's still good, but not as good as those paddocks I was managing with a fair rotation and all the principles of no-till for the last 35 years.
Your land is catching up here though now.
Yes.
What's this corn yielding for us right now?
I have to double check with my people, but they were telling me that somewhere between 9:30, some peak of 10, but the average of the paddock, which is actually 160 hectares, probably will be about 9 tons.
About 9 tons, yeah. Which is below your average because of the drought.
Yes, our average is about about 10 tons.
Some of the later seeded corn that we saw earlier was better because catching the late rains, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, we already harvest some other paddocks with longer no-till history, and we were already getting 12.
Oh yeah,
even 12.5 tons.
And
just a couple of weeks ago.
This is March the 10th, I think, or so today, and you're shipping this straight from truck straight to the delivery location. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, and that's because we normally sell our production mostly for corn. We sell in advance. We have a given price for it in advance. That makes us more confident that we can get a reasonable price for all the investment that the crop, I mean a corn crop,
sure,
demands from you.
This is going to be a tough year for Argentinian farmers.
Yes, for sure it will be, because here we are in a somehow privileged area, I would say.
Privileged area here, yeah.
Where no-till started.
Yeah.
This is the part of the country where the whole story started 35 years ago, 40 years ago. But it's not the same story for other areas, you know. That's one of the reasons. The other reason is that as far as you move west, it becomes drier and drier, naturally, you know. So this part of the country is a little bit more humid naturally than the western part. And on the opposite, if you move eastern, you will have a higher average rainfall. So the good crops this year will be found from more or less this area to the eastern part, not to the western part.
Well, there you have it. Thank you, Roberto. We have the report live from the field in Argentina. Thank you very much.
Thanks to you for visiting us.
There we have it, live from Argentina. Terry Eberhard driving the combine. I know it's a case combine. There he is, Terry Eberhard.